Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about something very important, and it's the big event that I've been talking about for this whole year that is so special. I just have to show it to you for you to understand how extreme and how special these aspects are that are forming this year of 2026. It's upon us. Yes, this is the year I see the radical shifts and changes. A lot of people are saying it's 2027. They keep moving the trajectory a little further. I'm saying it's here, it's this year, it's happening. Yes, 2027 will be a big deal too because of what's happening towards the end of 2026. This is the year of the major change and revelations. And like I keep saying, there will be a higher consciousness. There will be an evolution of frequency, vibration, and consciousness. And some people are not going to be ready for it. And that means that a lot of people are going to go crazy. It's going to be an interesting year where people are losing it. But for those that are ready, it's a beautiful year for an evolution, elevation, raising of higher consciousness. Let me show you why. I'm going to move over here and I'm going to put the date of where the planets all are on the date of July 22nd, of course this year 2026. And doesn't matter where you are on Earth, all these planets will be forming this aspect. So, talking about the outer planets, let me put this chart up here. They will all three be in what we could call a sextile aspect to each other. And it is exact on this day. Now, I'm not saying that everything needs to happen on this day, but I am saying this year, and this is why. Now, June, July, everything's starting to come together with this higher level of frequency and vibration. Let me show you why. Look at where Pluto sits at 10 degrees of Capricorn. Now let's go 1, 2, 3 signs away from Pluto and look where Neptune is. 10 degrees of Pisces. Now let's go 3 signs away from Neptune. 1, 2, 3, and we have Uranus at 10 degrees of Taurus. Now let's go another 3 signs away. 1, 2, 3, and then we arrive where Jupiter is going to be at 10 degrees of Cancer. Now, why is this so spectacular? Well, first of all, the 3 outer planets deal with the collective unconsciousness. They deal with generations. They deal with the big trends and changes going on in the world. As a matter of fact, everyone born in a generational group will have their outer planets in the same sign, and that's what actually forms their generations, who they are and how they are. And it even predicts the big social trends in the world. And not only the social trends, but just the events that flavor those historical times. So people come in generational groups, and this one is dynamic. Now that's the 3 outer planets, but tied into all of this is Jupiter. And the reason why I think it's so spectacular is Jupiter is even exalted in Cancer, and it is forming some spectacular aspects. It is exactly opposed to Pluto. So Jupiter-Pluto represents power. Pluto is power. Pluto is extremes. Pluto is the major force of transformation. And I mean in the biggest sense of the word. Let me tell you something. When Pluto was discovered, that's when atomic energy came into being. Whenever a planet is discovered, whatever that planet represents, is what comes into being. So that's Pluto. Its discovery was around the 1930s. And another thing that came into being during that time were dictatorships and powers. Stalin, Hitler, even gangsters from in Chicago and Sicily. We're talking major mobs and gangsters control. So that's Pluto. But Jupiter's aspect to it really expands this power. And people generally in astrology do not like Pluto. They say Pluto is, devastation, corruption, explosions. But it really deals with the transformational changes that improve and make things better. It's just that sometimes you have to go through incredible crises of letting go. Because Pluto can deal with death and dying, because that is part of a transformational process, birth and death. That is the power of Pluto. So you get Jupiter aspecting it. And what do you get? But this major time of great power, and I think it's positive. Why? Because Jupiter is in its exaltation sign, and that is its most spiritual sign of philosophy, spirituality, truth, understanding, teachings. That's what Jupiter in Cancer is all about. So so Pluto and Jupiter are aspecting one another. So that 10 degrees of Capricorn, 10 degrees of Cancer is getting its power. Now, if you look at also the fact that Jupiter being in Cancer will be aspecting 10 degrees of Pisces, we have a perfect trine between Jupiter and it's natal Neptune for that day. It's where Neptune sits at 10 Pisces. So they're exchanging aspects, Jupiter to Neptune. And that could be two very significant things. Neptune can deal with corruption, deceit, denials, delusion, but it's also spirituality. It's what's beyond this world, especially in Pisces, and deals specifically with belief systems too. Pisces. Jupiter from Cancer is casting a perfect trine to that position, to Neptune. Neptune is trining Jupiter. So there's some kind of realization of spiritual truth beyond this world, the shift of beliefs and power with the Pluto Jupiter. Now let's go to where Uranus is. Uranus sits there at 10 degrees of Taurus. So you got Pluto casting a perfect trine to Uranus. And Pluto-Uranus, is overthrow of the old. Transformational change when they were conjunct was all through the 1960s, and that was radical changes. But this trinal aspect connects them in a more positive light with all the other transits going on, by the way. So you have Pluto trining Uranus, and you also have many points in the sky that will be aspected in 10 degrees points. So let me talk about that for a second. So if you go to 10 degrees, let's see, 10 degrees of Virgo, what do you have there? You're going to have where Neptune opposes it, Uranus trines it, and Pluto trines it. So you've got a grand trine with Pluto, Uranus, and an opposition from Neptune to 10 degrees of Virgo. If you have any planets there, your life will change dramatically this year. This is definite. I cannot say anything else, but it's definite. And how would it change? It'll be sudden. It'll be abrupt. It'll be awakening. It'll be such an eye-opener. It will be shocking. Now, that could be a good, exciting thing, or it could be a really shocking thing. So look for that. Now, there's another point that I think is another shocking but exciting point. If you have a planet at 10 degrees of Scorpio, then this means that Uranus is opposing it, but Jupiter is trining it, and Neptune is trining it. So this one, I think, is a little, well, both of them are going to be crazy, 10 Virgo and 10 Scorpio, but it will be, there's the probability that there can be something that feels like a lottery win, like a sudden windfall of luck and fortune. Why? Because we have Jupiter and Uranus aspecting a point. Jupiter is wealth and opportunities, while Uranus is sudden, unexpected, and shocking. But all at the same time, Neptune's aspecting, and it can be a spiritual awakening. Really and truly can. Incredible. An evolution of vibration and frequency. An evolution of consciousness. So you can see, and here is another thing I want to point out. Remember I said when Pluto was discovered, that's when we discovered atomic energy. When Neptune was discovered in the late 1800s, photography and silent movies were discovered. So it deals with illusion, making things look real that aren't real. That's why it's illusionary, but it can be very mystical, spiritual, psychic, intuitive. These powers come alive with Neptune. Now let's talk about Uranus. When Uranus was discovered, that came the Industrial Revolution. So Uranus is the planet that deals with machinery, invention. And with that, this is going to be a year of remarkable inventions. I see it everywhere in the stars, everywhere. And literally, I went back so many years, I think 10,000 years. This has never happened to my knowledge in where I could go back with programs. This has never happened. And what I'm talking about is this lineup of the outer planets. Yeah, and then Jupiter coming along like this. Jupiter in Cancer is so uplifting and positive. That's why I say something amazing can happen in July. It's going to change everything. And I know while Rahu is in Aquarius, that can deal so much with extraterrestrials and things beyond this world and space and things like that. Rahu being in Aquarius. And every other time that it was in Aquarius, we had major inventions. 1969, the internet really became the invention. 2007, the iPhone came out. Now we have AI in its most extreme possibility ever, that it's finally making a huge mark in our society this year. And you know why I think it is? It's no coincidence that alien life is going to become talked about the most this year. And I think it's the age of disclosure, like the movie says, because the governments are going to finally come out and say, hey, it's real. It's been happening and it's real. And most of you, if you're following my channel, know already, and you think, oh, what's the big deal? We already knew. No big deal. No, it is a big deal. Because what you don't understand is the mass majority of people are still denying that it's real. Because it doesn't line up with their belief system. How is it going to fit into their religious belief system? It's going to be a major issue for people. Then the other thing is, since the 1940s, we have been given sci-fi movies where the aliens are trying to attack us and kill us all the time, which is brainwashing us. If they wanted to kill us, they could have done that a long time ago. Mind you, they've probably been here since the beginning of humanity. And here's the other issue. Do you realize how many times their ships have come in, big triangle lights of ships of triangles and lights over the nuclear plants and extinguished and turned off the nuclear testing in our plants? Because they're trying to tell us it's bad. We're destroying ourselves. It actually sends out a vibration and frequency in the universe that's bad for the universe, not just us. But we're so ignorant, we have not a clue what we're doing. And what is nuclear energy? Well, for the most part, I mean, it does give us energy. That's fine, as long as it doesn't get out of hand. But it's used to kill other people. And this is the problem. We're the ones killing each other. Aliens are not the issue. So that's another thing, but I can go on and on and on about the religious beliefs that are going to surface. And many people are going to go literally out of their minds when they take in this reality, this truth. And a lot of people will still think it's not true and probably think it's AI because they can't handle the truth. They'll say it's just AI. That's how they're going to be able to handle it. Because otherwise it means they've been lied to their whole life with their spiritual teachings as well as the government's information. This is heavy. This is going to change the world, this information. You don't know how big this is. But from those that come from the perspective that I do, the aliens can help us with our technology and information to heal disease. And it's been said, those that communicate with aliens, by the way, there is this really interesting movie. I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but it's about a spaceship that crashed in Brazil in 1997. I don't remember the name of the documentary, but it was in Virginia, Brazil, 1997. You'll be able to find it. And the aliens were seen by so many of the people there. It was a really interesting, and they actually brought one of the injured aliens to the hospital. A doctor treated the alien before the US came in and swooped it up and took it who knows where in the United States. But it was still alive. And through telepathy, the alien told the doctor, "You have no idea of your potential," talking about us humans. And I think this will open the door to where we start and begin to realize our true human potential that has been in some way suppressed by all of the controls in our society, all of them. Whether it deals with religion or governments or media, all of this is to keep us where we don't know our true power and who we really are. We are connected to the divine and we have that power within us. But do we use it? No. We're actually told to be afraid of it. That's insane. That is the problem with humanity. And if we can wake up to this, it will be the most beautiful, groundbreaking, transformational change ever. And that's what I see with these planets. See, 3 outer planets lined up perfectly represent a shift in cosmic consciousness for humanity. And this will raise our vibrational frequency with the realization of who we really are and what we're really capable of doing. All the good that we are here to do and help with humanity instead of destroying ourselves. This can be the transformational change. This year it starts. I know this is what it is. That's why I keep talking about a shift in vibrational frequency. We just have to open up and receive, because there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. It's all in the evolution and transformation of humanity and the evolution of our consciousness. So with that, I think I'll close. I'm looking forward to this year. It's not going to be easy. And you know, because of this transformational change, there's going to be forces that don't want this to happen. Well, for one thing, the drug companies aren't going to want all these different amazing cures to come out. And there's many aspects of our society and our world that don't want this to come out. So you're going to find that soon after this revolutionary change, something is going to happen to pull it down. And that's what I keep referring to, August through November. So we'll have to hold those thoughts as we get closer to these days in time. I will be here to open the door to some new ways of thinking, and most of all, a new empowerment for humanity. Thank you.